we're live.
It lies. All right, guys. It is officially the season of the burrs in North Texas. September, October, November, and December. My favorite time of the year. However, during the season of the burrs, the thermometer goes all kaplooey. So if you would like to keep the heat and or cold on during the day, donate here. Please donate here.
Depends on the day.
Depends on the time of day.
That too.
If you like coffee, King Harv's Imperial Coffees, www.kingharv.com. All your coffee needs. The geisha blends are great, but you really need to try the North Texas Troublemaker blend and the Raconteur Press blend. They're fantastic.
And the blanket fort bed.
Blanket fort bed is one of the things.
Yeah. Dan, definitely days when you use both the heat and the air conditioning.
Yeah, Monday through Sunday.
Yeah.
Among the Lee's tees for all of your t-shirt needs. I got one the other day. The Team and More. Very good quality. You should probably talk to him. If you do, let him know you heard about it from us.
This morning it was 66.
Yeah.
Last time I looked at the forecast, which was yesterday, it's not
Yeah.
today. It was supposed to get up to 101 this afternoon.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yep,
that's
because we're in the burrs.
well, and like I said, we had that cold snap. Now we're getting back to the norm.
I think from everything I've seen from the professionals, the experts, drips under pressure, it's going to be a cold, wet year this year. Have you seen the forecast for that hurricane coming in Baja California?
Yeah.
That's going to be fun for Texas.
Now that'd be even more interesting if that skips across Mexico
It's supposed to.
and gets into the Gulf.
It's supposed to hit central Texas and drag a whole bunch of Gulf moisture up through here.
Like we need more rain. Well, we can always use the rain.
Feels like I'm back in West Africa.
Feels like I'm back in Ohio. I mean, honestly, July and August are supposed to be unrelentingly hot and dry here.
They were.
No, they weren't. They were hot,
No,
but they weren't dry.
They were supposed to be.
Yeah.
They weren't even hot, Sanford.
Well, that's true.
Yeah.
Very few days over 100.
You've been here how many years now, Jim? 10?
Yeah.
How many triple-digit days do we normally have in August?
Most of them.
All of them.
Yeah. Hey, Sven, welcome.
Speaking of Relics of the Fallen, John Van Stry's latest book with us, Two Hand, is live. Also, Amazon KU is running a sale on other books of his. So you can get other books cheap and then buy the first serial Two Hand.
Yeah.
And make all the money.
Yeah.
Yeah. Serial number 1 of Two Hand is live. And you should probably buy it as part of a package deal with his other books are on sale.
Yeah. And I need to apologize. We did not have a live stream on Tuesday because I had an appointment and Ian was out of pocket and we weren't going to dump it on Cedar to do it by herself. So
She wasn't feeling well either.
we just didn't have one on Tuesday.
But he says,
apologize.
I was out of pocket. I tested positive for COVID. And Rita's had COVID for a while. And my West African immune system, I'm fine. She's not.
No. Let's just hope you didn't bring it to us this afternoon.
Herman, y'all
double
got
check.
4.6 for the year. We had 5 inches in 24 hours.
My last fever was Monday. And I waited twice as long just to make sure. Because I didn't want to give either you or Jim COVID. This one's been a nasty one.
Yeah, the weather has been interesting. I would love to have a job where I would be considered good if I was right 50% of the
Half the time.
Yeah.
We
we called them weather guessers in the military for a reason because
still weather guessers.
we would brief and be told that our 12-hour mission we would have no turbulence. And we would take off and be in the shit
number 1.
for 11 hours and 30 minutes. The days where they were predicting heavy turbulence, et cetera, on station, we'd go out and never get a bump all day.
And of course, when I was in the Army, in the infantry, of course, I could tell you what days it would rain.
Yeah.
The ones where I was in the
on
field.
the calendar where it said field day.
Yeah.
There's a picture going on Facebook, and it's a distant shot of a thunderstorm moving across the valley.
Yeah.
And there's a hell of a lot of rain out there. And there's arrows saying field training here.
Yeah.
Or infantry unit in the field. Speaking of, are we ready to get Jim wound up yet?
But
I got something came across my DOD emails. Apparently,
now who compromised our shit?
oh no,
No.
no compromise. It's just for some reason it decided I need to know that the Pentagon is contemplating dumping ASW back to the Coast Guards instead of the Navy.
Coast Guard has never done ASW.
According to this report, that was their primary mission until 77.
What?
According to this report, that the Coast Guard was primary ASW until 1977. I went, Jim's gonna lose his mind.
No, just friggin' no.
I have no doubts that the Coast Guard, especially during World War II, were what anti-submarine warfare we had. Now, when I say that, not that they were any good at, not that they had the technology or the skills, but just there was nobody else.
No, there was somebody else. It was called VP, and it was PB Wise. And that has been a Navy function since we have had airplanes and ships capable of doing that. So,
I don't know why the DOD decided I need to read this article.
well,
Somebody went, hey, I bet he knows Curtis. Sid.
Well, at least you're getting stuff of interest. What I keep getting from anything related to the VA or the Department of Defense is, hi, you can win a gaming computer if you sign up here. Hi, you could.
Why don't I get any of that?
Do you go to the VA?
No.
That's why.
yeah.
Oh, and my favorite, one lucky person is going to get a franchise for a coffee shop from somebody
Yeah.
I'd never heard of.
No turbulence in the Met Office. Yeah, that's about right, Rick.
Also, Moggies of Mars is live.
Yep.
So if you want to help Rita get over COVID, you should probably buy Moggies of Mars.
Just buy some cats and send it to her.
No, she's allergic to cats. And right now, I don't think she can handle.
Stuffed cats.
I would stuff a cat, but she'd probably throw me out.
I don't want to hear about your sex life.
Or that too. No, Rita's gotten hit really bad with. I got it in the chest and it went away. Again, West African immune system, and I was probably wrecked for about 24 hours.
Yeah,
she's going on almost a week, and it's moved from her chest to her head and down to her gut.
Yeah,
probably because she's still a compromised immune system from the radiation therapy.
Yeah.
So,
what the link I just posted in the chat is to Larry's new series,
woohoo!
which the Book of Face is throttling to hell and gone,
Of course they are.
which does not surprise me.
Not a bit.
Okay, what is Larry's new series?
It's American Paladin, and
Is
it's
it that or Assassins of Shadows? Is that it? He's got two series out.
Yeah. But
God,
they're with
God
Art.
bless the man. He's got a work ethic of a honeybee.
They're with Art Press. It is a different series for Larry, but here again, this is about diversifying yourself.
Diversified income streams are a thing.
Lucky's is number 60.
Number 60 in what?
Anthologies. It's like the 60th one we've published.
Oh,
It's only been live for a couple hours.
No, I mean, it's number 60. Of
it's the
book.
60th anthology.
It is the
Okay.
60th book.
Oh, I thought it was number 60 on Amazon. I was watching. What? Yeah.
Published 60 anthologies.
Moggy of Mars is number 60 in the anthologies that Rack Press has published, guys.
Yeah.
Good thing you didn't number them. You soon have to be using Roman numerals to keep them straight.
Yeah.
We'd be getting hexadecimals.
American Paladin is Arc Press.
Okay.
Assassin of Shadows is Atheon. Yes.
Okay.
Thank you, Commander Swinton. So what Ian is doing, and also what Larry's doing, they are diversifying. In other words, they are looking at different ways to get an income stream that does not depend on a single thing.
Yeah.
The issue here
single
is
points of failure give me hives.
Yeah. One other thing, just to make y'all aware of it, Draft to Digital is pushing going into libraries if you use Draft to Digital. Now, a word of warning about Draft to Digital. If you have your own business, they will not accept your business EIN. They want your Social Security number so they can send it directly to you. Now, I refuse to do business with them because I went around and around with them over one of the books. And they basically told me that I didn't know what I was talking about, that what they were doing was perfectly legal. And what I wanted to do by running the money through my business was illegal. So Draft to Digital can go fuck themselves as far as I'm concerned. Now, if you want to use them, fine, go for it. They claim that going through them, you can be in KU and still get into libraries and still be considered to be completely with Amazon.
I got an Amazon update notice 2 days ago.
Yeah.
Back when I was 101 degree fever. And if you're in KU, the notice I got, if I wasn't hallucinating, notice I got said if you were in KU, you could now distribute to libraries simply through KU and not without having to go to Draft to Digital.
Well, it's certain libraries.
Draft to Digital.
And you would have to use either Draft to Digital or another distributor. It's not direct from KU.
Okay, so I didn't read the whole thing.
Yeah.
I was 101 degree fever. That was miserable.
I will say about Draft to Digital, I don't know anything about it. I'm not in the business.
Yeah.
But I will say that I have never heard anybody say anything positive about Draft to Digital.
Yeah.
We used it for a couple of anthos, but it was a nightmare to for me anyway.
Yes, and the reporting is horrible.
As the voice in the back said, they were a pain in the ass and the reporting is horrible. We were having issues with they had to get something from every author in an anthology. I think it was Social Security number. So we kept running into issues because that our authors wouldn't respond or never saw the email or whatever. So they'd hold up publishing our anthos, and it became just got to the point I said, we're not going to worry about it for a while.
Well, that's interesting because I'd never submitted my Social Security number, but I still have a credit with them. And apparently they published anyway.
Who knows?
Yeah.
Cedar might have gone down to a stick and started beating people about the head and shoulders on that one.
Now, Cedar is not the type to do that. Cedar is a nice, sweet, gentle lady. Yes, she is. And besides, if she needs rough stuff done, she's got the three of us.
She says I use Draft to Digital and they're superior to Smashwords, which is not a high bar. Nope.
No.
Who said that?
Your wife.
Peter.
Not a high bar.
Draft to Digital is apparently trying to play the middleman, Sir Brass.
Which, quite honestly, for the vast majority of indies, needs to happen. There needs to be a single clearinghouse where you can go, where an indie author can go, put in some information, and for 5%, 10% of the royalties, have a whole bunch of stuff done as far as putting it into libraries, putting it into bookstores. If there was a single point, if Draft Digital was a little more user friendly,
You're saying that we need something equivalent to the distribution system that the Big Five have.
And exactly.
Ingram Spark. Sven mentions Ingram Spark. Now they have a different way of doing it. I've never interacted with them, so I don't know enough to talk about Ingram Spark.
I don't either, other than the fact that they're opening a printing. Ingram Spark, I'm interested because they're opening a printing shop, a printing press for indie authors in Sharjah, in the duty-free section of Sharjah.
That's interesting.
So
Where is Sharjah?
Sharjah is the United Arab Emirates.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the wife of the Sheikh of Sharjah is a big bibliophile, and she's getting high behind with independent authors and publishers. So Ingram Spark was, last I checked, opening up a place where you could have your books printed for standard Ingram Spark rates and not have to pay international duty on it.
Yeah.
So it's looking interesting. Because if we can get our books printed on Ingram Spark, which if I remember right, and I'm sure the ladies will correct me, Ingram Spark printing tends to be better than the Amazon printing. And if they can print off a run of 500 books for half of what Amazon's doing it, and I don't have to pay international duties, I'll jump on that with a heartbeat.
Yeah. The other interesting thing, talking about books, I got a request from England for print copies of my Rimworld series,
which some police constable will sit down and go through, highlight all of the bad words, and issue an arrest warrant for your.
Probably. You know what? Bring it. I have no plans to go to England anytime soon.
No. Who was it that just got arrested for?
It's a former
tweets.
British comedian
Yeah,
who is now a United States citizen.
he wound up getting arrested for tweets.
Yeah.
Because he said no words.
He was not happy with the transies. Ingram Spark is a print-on-demand company. They offer more than what Amazon does because you can do hardcovers with dust jackets.
Yeah, the prospectus I read on the Sharjah International Book Zone is that they'll take mass orders, or they were planning on taking mass orders, and then Sharjah was covering a bunch of the fees.
You're right, Padre. It was an Irish comedian who's still a U.S. citizen.
Sounds about right.
Yeah. But he became a U.S. citizen, was living in Arizona,
Went to England to do a show.
went to England and got arrested on landing by 5 officers.
Ireland, Arizona. Surprised he's not beef jerky right now.
He probably was melting. Rest suppressing Irish. Never seen that before. Yeah, right, Tom.
Big surprise. I was on
something about the Troubles.
a list one time because one of my mother's cousins was a high up in the IRA.
Oh, that had to be fun.
That was an interesting conversation with CID. I'm here to tell you.
I went to England once upon a time to visit some friends of the 21st SAS regiment. When I wasn't hanging out with them, I ran into this guy who ran a little shopping booth in downtown London.
Yeah.
And he introduced me to all his friends, all of whom were IRA.
Oh, yeah.
The intelligence reports came back interesting. The English decided that I was using the 221 SAS to try and get information for the IRA. And the Irish assumed that I was a member of the 21st SAS trying to get information for the English government against the IRA.
Oh, God.
Can you get him to help out the Brits now? He's currently retired in Missouri.
Yeah. And Sarah says the man that was
Costing, yes.
costing the axe girl of Scotland apparently is a Romani from Bulgaria.
Oh, a bug.
Yeah.
Goodness. I have issues with bugs.
Yeah.
But that's not here and there. Also,
And that population for years has had deep-seated issues with human trafficking and exploitation of women,
oh yeah, it still does.
which still do. They are known as the travelers in the United States. And they are based out of just outside of Augusta, Georgia.
And as I understand it, they're also known colloquially as by the term gypsies.
Gypsies or
Has-
Jippos.
Gypsies, Jippos, travelers.
Oh,
They're
during
there.
the height of the Cold War.
Yeah.
Somebody's sitting at this table and the bugs might have chased each other around various parts of the Mediterranean for the Cold War.
Yeah.
Bugs were a little more vicious than the KGB.
Yeah.
Also, the Tuvalu, that is the official announcement of the British police.
Yeah.
And given the fact that the British police covered up decades of the trafficking and sexual exploitation of children,
i.e., Paki rape gangs.
Pakistan grooming and rape gangs,
Yeah.
not only covered it up, actively lied for, intimidated witnesses,
Arrested parents.
and arrested parents for pointing out that, hey, rape gangs, I don't believe a thing that comes out of their lying mouths. I don't. The British constabulary has lost all credibility with me. Period. I don't care. I don't care what they tell me. They're lying
Well,
because they spent decades letting children get raped.
the fact that they are perfectly willing to go arrest you for mean tweets or what you say on Facebook alone should tell you that they're not somebody to be trusted.
Yeah.
And apparently, they finally got around. There's X number of bobbies that were indulging in a bit of the little rape action of the children that they're just now getting around to prosecuting.
Yeah.
I have this, and please, you may report this to British police all you want.
Yeah.
But I would dearly love to beat wholesale ass of the British constabulary, because every one of them needs to be horsewhipped around the courthouse square for that bullshit.
Yeah.
If you cannot protect children, kindly have the decency to take your sidearm and a round and go out in the country somewhere.
Yeah, this was all part of we must be courteous to our refugees.
I'm going to try and be a little fair to the British constabulary. I'm certain there's a constable in Toad upon Hills someplace that has no idea what's going on because he's out where it's all white and they don't have a clue about any of this. It's only the ones in the city that are complicit.
I don't care. I don't care. They could not protect children. They not only actively did not protect children, they covered that crap up and let it go on for decades.
Yep.
I'm just saying that some of the British constables are in the same situation that you would be in if you were still in Bugscuffle County and about stuff going on in Chicago.
No, that's where I'll differ with you. The
Mhm.
law enforcement network at the base is much more knowledgeable than you would ever believe. Because if you think the Wives Club got shit around in a hurry, the LEOs, radios are a miracle. And it's amazing how shit can get from one coast to the other in less than 24 hours.
If I discovered, during my 26 years, if I discovered that not one, not two, but several dozen, if not scores of law enforcement agencies in the state of Texas were not only covering up but actively aiding in the sexual grooming and exploitation of minors, I would have quit on
Yeah.
I'd have quit on the spot.
Yeah. And you would have known about it very quickly.
Oh yeah.
How do you say dang geld in Urdu?
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah.
No, that's just. And the thing is, hey, welcome to another watch list, Ian. There's a reason American tourists during the Olympics in Europe get a certain reputation among A, pickpockets, and B, the cops of the local region, because apparently American tourists beat the crap out of pickpockets.
Yeah.
God bless America. Mom, freedom, apple pie. I would have a great deal of issue not seeing a cop and backhanding him across the.
Yeah.
You sack of shit.
I want to go back to the whole ASW thing. That's still torques my.
Gets me off my high horse.
The Coast Guard was originally set up as a revenue service. That's why they're older than anybody else, because they were the revenue service
back before before anything such thing as submarines.
Yeah, exactly. They were always migrated from that into search and rescue. They were always the coast watchers. But the actual ASW was done by PBYs, destroyers, blimps.
I'm just telling you, I'm anti-submarine warfare too.
Now they had H3s that looked like the Navy's H3 because it was the same friggin' platform. They used them for SAR.
I'm just telling you what the article said.
Now I will admit I saw an H3 sitting on the water off of Charleston. Called them up and asked them if they had a problem. They said, yeah, we were scaring the fish because they landed on the water to go fishing.
Like you do.
Because they had the floats on the pontoons. But I never, in my career, 20 plus years, saw a Coast Guard ship, airplane, or anything else do ASW. They didn't do it. So I don't know where the hell that came from.
I'm going to find the article and send it to them.
Let's face it. People who know nothing about any subject can write an article.
Oh, the U.S. Naval Institute.
What? USNI sent that out?
Uh-huh. Give me a sec. La, la, la.
As far as the drug boat that got blown up, that was a joint operation. Yeah, you're right, Rick. After World War II, ASW went back to the Navy exclusively. Hell, the Air Force tried to do surface search with B-52s. And they wanted to go in and rig contacts, which worked real fine.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
When they blew over a number of sailboats they were trying to rig, because a B-52 at low levels generates one hell of a vector in wingtip vortice, and it literally was blowing ships over. Plus, they moved a little too fast to get the name off the bridge, which was a requirement.
As far as blowing up a drug boat goes, I think we should do more of that.
Yeah.
Simple fact of the matter is, costing them their drugs, not a big deal. They didn't pay much for them anyhow.
Yeah.
Costing them the people and boats that were transporting gets a little more expensive.
It does.
Well, the boats are cheap.
The people aren't.
Yeah.
Now that I've set that grenade among pitches. We're about to learn a whole new set of cuss words, kids.
Do I hear growling?
You do. So, in other news, did I tell you all Moggies and Mars is out? You should buy that. Also, if Jim's got a new book out, he needs blood pressure meds.
Jim's got a new book out.
I hope so. He's gonna need blood pressure meds. As far as blowing things up, blowing as long as there's actually sufficient justification. Just randomly blowing stuff up. We didn't like it when Obama was doing it. I'm not sure. We need to be very careful about the about blowing up even drug dealers in somebody else's water. We need to be careful about
It was
that.
out in international waters.
Was it?
Yeah,
Still,
so-
we need to be careful.
but it was tracked. They had a VID on it. They could tell what was on board.
Oh, I'm no doubt that it was exactly what the everybody said they were.
It would have been easier if we'd have done it back in the 80s. We got a mothership because we were sneaky that way, and got an LE det to come over and quote unquote stumble over them. And they had about 10 tons of cocaine on board. And at the time, that was a huge bust.
Oh yeah, quite honestly, still is.
Yeah, so we got credit for it. But the area where they were coming out of, we had to be careful because the cartel had set up a surface to air missile site on one of the islands down there to protect their launching. So you had to be careful when you went into this one particular area, and your Sensor 3 got all of a sudden real busy and interested in his ECM gear.
Oh, did you see over the weekend that the Mexican government is finally starting to admit the cartels are an insurgency bent on taking over the country?
Yeah.
Finally.
Well, they have no choice
Took long enough.
because otherwise Trump's just going to go, Marines, go ahead, go across the border, return the favor.
Again, justification. Casus belli is but declaring war is not a simple thing, guys.
Yeah.
And we need justification.
Yeah, and it comes at a cost. It comes at a cost to the personnel. It comes at a cost to the families. And it comes at a long-term cost with the PTSD and the other issues,
Also,
especially for the survivors.
yeah. Also, I'm not comfortable with the showmanship. I realize Donald Trump's a showman, and that's a whole bunch of his rhetoric. Well, it's a whole bunch of his mystique. I'm not comfortable with the showmanship involved. Yeah, they got blown up in the past. I know that for a fact. Bad guys got blown up by U.S. military in the past. Know
Yeah.
that for a fact. Bad guys blew up a whole bunch of military, the U.S. military that was reclassified as training accidents. Know that for a fact. I'm just not clear. I'm not comfortable with the showmanship aspect of it. I would have been happier. You blew it up. Don't tell anybody. Putting the video on TV. Not comfortable with that.
Yeah, the whole Germany thing is rather interesting.
Oh, no kidding.
AFP all of
Woo!
a sudden lost 6 of their prime
7
candidates.
now.
7?
Had another one yesterday.
7 of their prime candidates who have mysteriously died in 2 weeks.
In the same general area
Yeah.
of Germany.
Just out of curiosity, where is AFP on the
AFD?
Huh?
The Germans consider it to be a far right platform.
Yeah.
It's
They went from 5% to 16% of the German Congress.
AFD stands for Alternatives for Deutschland, Alternatives for Germany, and they are the anti-immigration, anti-immigrant platform.
Yeah.
And the Germans consider them to be far right extremists, and coming from the U.S., they're centrist.
Yeah.
At best, but they've got the German politicians worried.
7 out of, I want to say 12 or 14. So over 50%.
Tom seems to think 9.
9? 7 of 9. Okay. Statistically, it's an impossibility for that many people to quote keel over dead in that span of time.
Ian, I'm sorry, my cop senses are going the fuck.
Yeah.
Oh, Star Trek joke. Never mind.
Yeah.
Statistically, that's got my cop sense. There's no way I would get up if I was a German politician, and you had 7 politicians of one party in one statistically tiny geographical area suddenly turf off.
Yeah.
The only way I would be up there announcing that there's obviously no foul play is if it's reeking of foul play.
Yeah. It sounds like the Stasi is active again.
No kidding.
Either that or they want jackboots in a hurry. Germany is teetering.
Boy, no kidding.
And has been for a couple of years. Ever since the whole pipeline issue. 2 of 38. No, Rick. Different character. They've been teetering ever since the pipeline issue.
Kind of wondering how many of those AFD politicians died from, deceleration trauma after falling out of their penthouses.
Yeah. Well, that's a good question.
Are you saying they died of Russian flu?
Yeah.
Russian flu, Putinitis, concrete allergy, you name it.
Breaking news, DC is suing Trump. Again.
Oh, okay.
Has there ever been a
Speaking
time
of
when they weren't suing
Sky's
Trump
blue,
since
Yeah.
Sky's blue,
2016?
water's wet, and DC suing Trump.
Yeah. Speaking of which, did you see the thing with Boasberg where he released the lady that wanted to kill Trump with no jail time, no bond,
Oh, wow.
and released her, quote unquote, with electronic monitoring to go see a psychiatrist in New York City?
Woo!
So who needs the shrink?
The woman who threatened to kill Trump.
No,
Which one?
not her. The
Bosberg.
one who let her
Yeah,
go.
Blasberg.
Well, he's the one that's been after Trump. He was the one that ordered Trump to bring back the deportees mid-flight.
See, I got one, the DC Circuit Court needs to go away. There's no reason that DC should have a circuit court all their own.
Yeah.
They should be under the same district as the geographical area they're in.
Yeah.
DC should not have a district court of its own. 2, lower justices' decisions should only impact their
Local
area, their local area.
And now these lower level judges are basically flipping off SCOTUS, saying we don't care what decision you make, we're
Yeah,
not going to
that's-
abide by that.
Talk about woo. Talk about
So now
people talk about threats to democracy.
Yeah.
They don't. Yes, they're out there. They're just not the ones they're looking for.
So now the Supreme Court realistically is a security issue. Keeping those justices alive is a security issue.
And that's what the Marshal Service is for, and they're
Yeah.
damn good at it. I don't want to do this, but I'm starting to think we need a 4th branch of government. And I'm starting to think that we need a standing council of governors. And every governor sits on this council, every state governor. And their only job, they have 2 jobs. Their first job is to remove federal officials, not put them into office, but remove them from office. The second one is to sunset laws.
Yep. Which Texas actually does.
Oh yeah, because allowing the judicial branch to police its own members is dumb. Allowing the legislative branch to police its own members is dumb. It's like letting the bar associations ding lawyers.
Like that's ever worked.
You need to have a separate branch of government whose only job is to police the other 3.
Same thing with doctors.
Yep.
Yeah,
Let's just have every governor once every 2 years for a month sits on a standing council, and during that month they listen and vote to remove, not place, but remove judges and Congress critters, and they vote on laws that are dumb and need to be sunsetted.
I like Rick's idea.
Kill them all, let God sort them out.
We really need a Bureau of Sabotage. Yeah.
No, but we need a separate branch that does nothing but police the other three or two of the other ones.
So I'd like to pass a constitutional amendment that said every federal law and regulation is sunset after 10 years.
Yeah.
Every one of them. And in order for it not to sunset, after the end comes, they have to vote to reinstate that law.
That's what they do in Texas. Yeah.
Texas has a sunset commission.
Yeah.
And it's not laws. Texas, the Sunset Commission looks at state agencies. And every 12 years, they look at, I think the only agency they don't look at is the Rangers, but don't quote me on that. I could be mistaken. They review an agency, and the agency has to show up in front of the Sunset Commission and with reasons why they should still exist. And God bless them, the Sunset Commission has cratered agencies, and they've combined agencies.
Yep.
And I think it's a wonderful idea. If every 12 years you have to stand in front of a whole bunch of people and convince them that you need to keep existing, that's a fantastic idea.
Todd says, we have a Bureau of Sabotage. USAID was funding it.
Raptor, you really want to give Newsom and Hochul a shot at influencing laws at judiciary and national level? If the only thing you get to vote on is whether they get removed from office, sure, why not?
They're 2 out of 50.
I've got Abbott. Bring Newsom.
Yeah.
We've got what's name in Florida.
Yeah.
Bring Hochul.
They can be canceled out. But the whole idea with the other people, and I've seen engineers mentioned, I've seen civil engineers mentioned, doctors, lawyers. There are a lot of people who need to be reviewed, and I'll use that term politely, for their conduct and the way they do business. A friend of ours basically is losing a kidney because his doctor fucked it up.
Yep.
Not once, not twice, but 3 times. Yet he has no way to go back to get anything from that doctor. Because if he files a complaint, it goes to the AMA.
And AMA covers their butts.
Yeah.
Because they am doctors.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
Have a good one, Sarah.
I think every federal law, 10 years, 12 years, don't care, goes in front of the governors who have to, let's face it, who the unfunded mandate that every federal law is.
Yeah.
And you're not voting.
Hey, Brennan.
You're voting on whether it needs to stay. So you have to have a 51 governors had to vote. Yeah, it's a decent law. If you only get 49, it goes away. If you only get 50, it goes away.
You don't have 51 governors. You only got 50.
50%. So you need to have 26 governors vote to, yeah, this is a decent law, we'll keep it.
Yeah. Yeah, Padre, that's you have a point there too. You've got to remember, folks, absolute power always corrupts absolutely. 51 better, yeah. And a lot of these people are narcissistic.
Yeah, but you have to be narcissistic to be a politician.
Yeah.
But that a lot of civil service seems to be all tied up in that.
Yeah.
Then if I could get some amendments through, I would.
Yeah.
I'd be on a hit list from hell.
Yeah. A friend of mine just retired after 29 years with Office of Naval Research. got to the point that he said, you know, it's time to go find something else to do because everything he was trying to do research wise was getting sued. NRDC, National Resource Defense Council was pretty much suing anything that had his name on it. He got tired of fighting the battle.
The National Resource Defense Council.
Yeah.
Yes.
NRDC.
Are they a government agency?
No, it's a private NGO
It's a private NGO.
whose only reason for existence is putting us back in the Stone Age.
They're the ones that sued us years ago, back in the early 2000s.
Watermelons.
Yeah.
They're green on the outside and red on the inside.
Yeah. And they fought us tooth and nail on every test we did. They went in front of the California Coastal Commission and said we were killing people. They had people go paid to go in the water in Hawaii to protect the humpbacks. I mean, this went on and on and on for years.
How does someone, a human being, get in the water and protect the humpback from any damn thing?
Same way they. Never mind. Not going there.
Because sonar can, depending on its strength, can vibrate the thoracic cavity, and it can upset the heartbeat. So they were having people go in the water so the system couldn't be pinged. Now, the whales didn't care. The only thing the whales ever moved for was when we actually started the ship and moved the ship. Then they got out of the way.
It was bigger than them.
Yeah.
This
And you're also talking blue whales, which are 45 to 50 feet long and quite a few tons.
when
And they still had sense enough to get out of the way something bigger than themselves, unlike the average American driver.
when jurisprudence left out common sense, it's like if you glue yourself to the highway, get run over, the only thing from the court should be, boy, you're stupid.
Yeah.
Move on.
No,
If you jump in the water so they won't ping and you get pinged, boy, you're stupid. Move on.
no. If someone glues themselves to the highway, and you get run over, they should be fined for littering. Destruction of government property, trying to.
I'm blocking a highway and I got run over. For the life of me, I do not understand why any court in the United States, if you deliberately put yourself on the highway and you turn into crinkle cut people patties, why any court doesn't go, well, that's what happens when you're stupid, and dismiss the case.
Yeah, Brennan, whales hitting your boat can be unpleasant. Actually, the only time we ever had an issue was actually not on one of my tests, but on one of somebody else's tests out in the Canaries. The team that was out there was a good bunch of researchers, well known within the scientific community. And they had a brand new Sony high def camera, $170 some odd thousand camera. And they were trying to get close ups of the humpbacks. So they were in a 10-foot rib. Little bitty rib.
You're stupid. Get out of my court.
Again, whales know enough to get out of the way of bigger ships.
This is a little bitty rib with an outboard motor. And they're up close getting high def pictures of these whales. Well, they got a little too close to one of them. And it decided to do the flipper thing. Well, when it flippered the boat. and the camera.
Oh, good.
And they didn't have the camera in a floaty.
Good.
$170,000 camera. Glug, glug, glug.
Good.
So they come back to the university that they were with and said, you need to file an insurance claim against the camera because it went over the side.
You're stupid. Next case.
Well, it turned out the university hadn't bothered
To insure it.
to insure it because they were busy with other stuff.
Mm.
So they lost a $170,000 camera.
Stupid should hurt.
Well, who it hurt was the photography division because it was their camera. Because they tried to come back on the bioacoustics group and they went, hey, your people, you were operating it, ain't our problem. But.
Yeah.
But yeah, they
175K, and you didn't go, hey, let's double check if there's insurance on this.
Yeah.
You're stupid. It should hurt. Move on.
well, they were out at sea, so they didn't have an option of checking back. Yeah, not insuring a $175,000 item because they were too busy to do other things.
I don't understand. If you deliberately set yourself up that you might get hurt and you get hurt,
Yeah.
What else were you expecting?
Yeah.
It's like I was saying, whales are big enough, smart enough to get out of the way of
Yeah.
bigger things. They don't worry a little bit about littler things.
Yeah.
It's only people that are stupid enough to go up against something bigger than them.
These people that stand in the way of ICE vehicles. You
Yeah.
don't like what ICE is doing. I understand that. You might consider changing the fucking laws.
Yeah.
Because it's the people you put in office that voted the law into effect that he's following right now.
Yeah.
You don't like it, change the law.
Yeah.
But if you stand in front of an ICE vehicle because you've got all your fee-fees are up in an uproar because the law is being followed and they run over your ass, moving on.
Yeah.
Stupid should hurt. Next.
That had to be an interesting interview, Dan.
Oh, sea shepherds.
yeah.
Those fucktards.
Yeah, that's another AstroTurf money group. Rick was mentioning whale watching off Hawaii. Back in the 70s, we had what was called a Boeing fish incident, which was a humpback that fell in love with a submarine.
Like you do.
It was no 594 class. And every time that boat pulled out, the whale followed it and made plenty of calls to the submarine.
You never call. You never write.
Yeah.
He looks just like you.
Yeah. So we got tasked to go out and do a set of recordings, which we did. And we sent them off to somebody else to look at. And we had a gentleman come out and fly with us, one of the PhD bioacoustics guys, who said, hey, that's interesting. So the submarine goes back into the yards in Pearl, and they take care of a few items that are noted. And the submarine comes back out of the yards. The whale is still hanging around off Pearl Harbor. The submarine goes out. Whale ignores it. I went, yeah, found that problem. That was one of the stranger things we got to do over the years.
Now you got a heart-sick whale running out there trying to find her boyfriend.
Yeah. Well, it was a particular frequency that the submarine was emitting.
Wonder how long the whale hung out at the harbor before giving up.
When they migrated that year, it migrated with them.
I'm sure there are the cetacean versions of what's that idiot calling Hallmark movies?
Yeah.
About the mysterious lover who suddenly disappeared.
Yeah, Kermit. That's a good point. The U.S. veteran arrested for being illegal turned out.
Yeah.
He had been lying about shit for years and
had an order of removal from 98.
Yeah.
Wow.
Had an order of removal from 1998.
Wow.
Talking about whales, blues, interestingly enough, the Atlantic blues and the Pacific blue whales speak with a different accent. And we were poking the expert that knows them, and we were going, okay, which one is which? And she looks at us and goes, what do you mean? I said, all right, which one has the Southern accent? And she just looked at us and went, turned around and stomped off. But they literally,
One of them has a Southern accent.
they literally sound different. They're the same whale, same vocal cords, same everything, but East Coast, West Coast.
Doesn't surprise me.
Yeah.
Something you were saying about this earlier, the whale being the leveler and everything. Does Deer Abbey still exist?
Dear
Apparently.
Slabby. Dear Slabby.
You know, I mean, I grew up reading Ann Landers and Deer Abbey because they were in the paper.
Yeah.
And,
They were actually sisters.
yes.
Dear and Flipper.
Yeah.
I never thought it would happen to me.
Yeah. No, that was Penthouse.
I know.
Yes, but we know which column he read.
Point.
Not arguing. You notice I wasn't arguing.
You only bought it for the articles.
Sure, we'll run with that.
Kermit, that was the interesting part. They don't have any indications that blues from either side actually go around Tierra del Fuego. They apparently never go that far south. But
I could see it now lined up at the Panama Canal.
yeah,
You know, it's a terrible time. It used to be a terrible time in a young man's life when he finally realizes that Playboy does have interesting articles, and you have just turned into a gentleman of a certain vintage. Holy shit. Playboy does have interesting articles. Fuck. I'm
you
old.
remember you never read Silverstein's stuff.
Oh yeah. If you were out in the field long enough, you would actually start reading the articles. And actually Playboy had some pretty good articles.
Yeah.
Okay, so I was the weird one.
Yeah, this is not a surprise to anybody sitting at this table.
Yeah, Rick, if you didn't have to go through that oceanic hellscape, would you? No, I would not.
I had access to Playboys before I was old enough to care about the pictures.
Most
Yeah.
kids do.
Oh, yeah.
I was reading the articles.
I thought the cartoons were funny as hell.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially on the back of the fold out centerfold. They had Playboy's jokes, the party jokes.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Not that I would ever, but no, I actually started out reading the articles as opposed to looking at the pictures.
Playboy's Braille edition had a higher female readership than male.
I had an uncle, well, an adopted uncle, one of the many veterans that hung around the house in the bungalow in West Africa, who pointed out that there was a Playboy bunny worked into the picture on the front cover of every Playboy magazine. And as a youngster, I thought that I was looking for the Playboy bunny, and made my mom's eye twitch.
Yeah. Cedar says, my dear husband, I think you're still telling those.
Huh?
The party jokes from Playboy.
Well, yeah, but I made her laugh earlier today.
And the urban legend was, and I swear I found some. Urban legend was that in somewhere in the picture of the cover there was Playboy logo or bunny ears, usually in the model's hair, and it was find the bunny ears, and I went looking.
Usually they were fairly obvious.
I think I was 9.
Bring Ian out in the field asking, why is he asking for Harlequin romances in the next resupply?
We called them FMs.
Yeah.
Not field manuals. And every track had the Billy. It was the track gear that went on the sponson on the back of the track. And that's where you kept your pogey bait and everything you needed to keep the track running.
Yeah.
And then the extra stuff. And every one of them had a box that had Vienna sausages and honey buns and a stack of FMs. And the trading at mid-cycle during a trading cycle was fierce.
Oh yeah. Well, on that note, folks, we're going to call it a day.
Exactly like Where's Waldo was just looking for ears.
Yeah. Looking for ears. Mm-hmm. Sure.
I was a kid. I found a bunch of them.
Yeah.
The FM box of Germany was anything in Germany is disturbing, especially if you have me AFD. Aren't porn mags like Playboy now defunct? Yes.
Actually, Playboy just came back as a print mag. Apparently.
Did it?
Yeah.
Thank God.
I
Thank
heard
God.
something about that.
Because I heard the tears of a whole bunch of American expatriates when Playboy went to digital only. How the hell are you supposed to get your way through customs
Yeah.
with suspect items if you didn't have White Horse whiskey, $100 bills, and a Playboy magazine?
Oh. Hell, that was still trading material in the early 2000s, in
Yeah.
the mid 2000s.
The stuff I got through various.
And we're not going to go there because the statute of limitations has not run out on some of that stuff.
The Official Secrets Act is still 75 years plus, right?
Yeah.
Shit. We did. I mean,
Brennan, great to see you. Hopefully things are going well for y'all. Saw pictures of the little one. He looks like cute as a bug.
you're growing.
Yeah.
I don't know. Stop feeding that kid fertilizer. Damn.
Remember,
He's too
folks,
old.
it's Thursday. There's a weekend coming. I have no idea what to tell you about the weather other than stay safe.
Apparently, there's a hurricane coming in, going to make Texas go glub glub on the sub again.
Yeah, after it hits Arizona, New Mexico, and a few other places. So remember,
Yay.
So
don't
it's
sweat.
going to be muddy rain.
Don't sweat the petty stuff. Don't pet the sweaty stuff. We'll see you next week.
Don't get a cough.
Bye.